Welcome back to Ask the Oracle channel. If you're new, I'm so happy that you found me and we found each other. My name is Davina and I am a storyteller and a visionary. I'm a curator of local events as well as international. If you're interested in forest bathing and poetry in the woods, I've got that for you. If you want to soak in the hot springs, we have that. So I asked today, what is my message I need to share? And first of all, it has to do with communication. I kept hearing in my mind, return to now. And I'm like, well, what does that mean exactly? Return to now. And so this is where the Knight of Pentacles, I was inspired in my book. I have archetypes many of these characters are someone I know. The knight on his Palomino horse. Now, my knights became Golden Knight and the Violet Knight. And I don't think they're all represented by a ray, but this is the golden ray. So that is why it's relevant. Golden, surrounding yourself with the gold protection from any attacks, the golden shield, putting yourself not only in the white bubble of protection, but perhaps even, if you're able, the golden shield, which is a very amazing frequency in itself. Really hope that you're not able to hear the washer because I really need to wash clothes and it's right down the hall. So it's not too far from where I'm sitting. But so let's talk about this. We're going to look at this. I'm going to read this to you and share it with you. Upon a Palomino, golden and bright, the Knight of Pentacles rides into sight with an aspen heart carved upon his chest, steady and true. He is blessed. Through wildflower fields where colors ignite, he roams the land where rivers run beneath the warmth of the golden sun. The wildflowers sway in a tender embrace, their petals a canvas of nature's grace. A black bear watches from the trees, its gaze is calm as the whispering breeze. The trees glow bright while their leaves take flight as they turn to gold in the fall's soft light. A steward of growth and steady toil, he sows his dreams in fertile soil. In patience and planning, his virtues shine as he follows the rhythms of the earth's design. In Telluride's beauty where mountains stand tall, the Knight of Pentacles embodies it all. And I put a quote, it doesn't matter how slowly you go, so as long as you don't stop. And that's from Confucius as well. So he's on a golden Palomino and he's also golden. You know, I put blonde on him. And so, you know, all the archetypes, they don't want to all look the same. So he's a blonde dude on a golden horse going through the wildflower fields in Telluride, Colorado, which is one of the most beautiful alpine areas in the United States. It's so pristine, and you have all these fields of wildflowers and beauty in that area. It's called the Swiss Alps of the US, I believe, is the western portion of that state. So the advice is for someone watching this today, whether pursuing a career, nurturing a relationship, or building your dreams, consistent effort is your key to success. I'm sorry, my nose itches. Consistent effort. So it's a day-to-day, daily. What do you do every day? Your focused intention. Have you ever like walked into a room, you had to go grab something, you knew where it was, and the moment you got into the room, you forgot what it was and you had to go back because you know why? I just noticed that to myself today. The reason that happened was my vision. I lost vision of what it was I was doing. I became out of the moment. I took myself out of the present moment and lost my mindful intention and focus because it happens. And then there's also, on top of that, occasionally the phone will ring, there's somebody at the door, there's pets doing things, there's some kind of interference that keeps us from reaching our goal. And for instance, I had to go find a light for the video, and once I got to the room, I didn't remember. And then I'm like, well, why is this happening? And then my higher self, or that, you know, intuitive nudge that when I ask questions, I get answers sometimes really pretty cool, and I think you can do the same if you trust it, is that it told me that, did you keep that vision in your head while you walked down the hallway to go to the area where that item you needed was? And I thought, well, no, apparently I didn't, because I forgot when I got in the room. So knowing that is a little bit it's called mindfulness, just knowing yourself and your processes and asking questions like, well, how do I combat this or counterbalance this weakness or this thing that I keep having? If it keeps happening over and over, then we really need to sit with it and correct it if it's not helping our evolution and our development, right? Just know that you got to keep going day to day. You can't just give up because something looks too hard, perhaps. For some of you, okay, now let's keep going. Let's read the advice. There's more to it. So consistent effort, whether pursuing a career or, as I said, nurturing a relationship, is to remain consistent. That's our key. And to be patient and methodical. When progress may be slow, keep it steady. Take pride in your work and find the joy in the process. Not just focusing on the outcome, but the joy along the way. But you do need to keep focusing on it. Your visual, or you'll walk into a room and you'll forget what you were doing sometimes. It happens to even the best minds. Like the wildflowers that thrive over time, they keep growing and reseeding year after year, provided they get the right amount of sunlight and water, they're going to keep going. So find a balance between appreciating the beauty of your present moment and maintaining that focus on your journey. Now, if the card would have come out in reverse, I'm going to read the advice on that too, because I have both for those, you know, who are going to be using it for that. It says, beware of becoming overly rigid or stuck in a routine. Adaptability is crucial. It's crucial to be able to adapt to the changing landscape of your life and outwards. You know, whatever's happening in the outward world, the people who end up thriving and not just surviving are those who have the ability to adapt. That's in the reverse, right? So avoid procrastination or neglecting your responsibilities. Some people are really overwhelmed easy. It doesn't necessarily have to be labeled ADD, because it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a gift, and it also has a handicap in it. If you aren't able to get it under control, it could, you know, just like anything, you know, with people, whatever our strength is or weakness, balance. We have to find balance. How do we do that? Just keep in mind that if we do procrastinate or we continually neglect our responsibilities, we could have like really big setbacks as a result of avoidance. So, you know, you just got to balance your moments of daily reflection, you know, balance, find reflection, keep going. And when its progress doesn't feel like you see a whole lot in the physical world, just keep going. It's a constant. To be present is a constant thing. It's constant. And you know, communication, I've learned over the years, just based on my own personal stories and experiences, that communication and follow-up can be a challenge, you know, even for myself, especially when my life gets going and my family is having problems and there's all these things happening in the world. And so I always tell people, if you're not able to deal with it in your personal life, whatever's happening in the world, shut it out, because it's not yours to deal with. And trust the process. The people that show up typically, now if it is yours, ask the question, is there anything I can do about this? And if so, do it. And if you're not able to, then let it go, and let spirit, God, the universe, source take care of it, and let it go. Don't worry too much about it. Also today, it was interesting because I kept getting that it's so important to remind you that there are things that are left unsaid. And some people are leaving the planet because they're ready, it's their contract's done, people, pets, loved ones. And it's always good, you know, especially if someone's becoming elderly, to write out your piece. If you're not able to speak it, write it on a piece of paper and give it to them. You know, I did a recording earlier and it didn't go through. On my end, it went through, and I was telling somebody some things in case I don't ever see them again in this life. It was someone I had met early on that was like a mother to me, very loving and compassionate. In a time when I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't have that as a growing up person. And so it was, as a young adult, it was just so beautiful to see a woman, an older woman, become like a mentor and teacher and show what love and compassion and nurturing looked like for me. And I'll never forget her. She'll always be a part of my early years and my first experience with healing the mother and the mother wound. So the message was, return to now. Is there anything you've said, you've left unsaid to those you love? You know, now is a good time to say it. What's keeping you from it? You know, some people don't know how to express or even process emotion. Everyone processes their emotions differently. So a lot of times when a person doesn't understand how to process their emotions, it could be from growing up in a household where that was the example. Nobody shared how they felt or didn't know how to handle emotions. Sometimes what they'll do is they will suppress their emotions, and it's inward, directed inward, and they'll have issues with, you know, physical symptoms such as bladder issues or things that are in their foundation and their solar plexus. Creativity is the sun and the orange. The sacral is your creativity and your sexual centers. Guilt and shame, and they will end up having maybe sexual dysfunctions, perhaps in some cases. This isn't going to be for everyone. And, you know, learned behaviors. And two, also, there's this balance. Every day I'm reminded, what does my life look like? What does your life look like when it's in balance? Mine, I'm envisioning it every day. What does my life look like? And what is the day flow? Like, what does my balanced, perfect day life look like? Obviously, it's not going to be like this every day, even if you envision it. But for the most part, if you can see it and feel it, you can create that. It's the first, you got to see it. That's the first thing. Second, to manifest with the alchemy, the alchemist that's inside of every human that believes in it, is to feel it in the body. See it and feel the joy of what your perfect day, life, style, your friends. Who are you supported by? Who are you surrounded by? Who do you work with on a daily basis? Who's your team? And do you go out and have fun? Do you go eat good food? Do you go to gardens, which, by the way, flowers, I learned this yesterday. Well, I learned this my love for flowers and plants. I'm a natural gardener. It's just something that grows. It's like a family thing. Everyone just grows plants, and we just know how to do it. Maybe from reading tons of books or many lifetimes, I'm not sure. Flowers are so healing for the body and for your creativity and your sun solar sign here too. Flowers, vibration, healing. So if you can connect to real flowers and figure out which one's your favorite right now, because that flower has a message for you. It's so funny that I'm saying that. I wasn't intending to say this, because I'm thinking of the night, and he's surrounded by the wildflowers and the hummingbirds and the bees, and he's watching them along his journey as he's working daily and practicing and cultivating his relationships and his paying attention to his service to whatever it is he's here to do, his purpose in life. And whatever he's passionate about, he knows his purpose. Because usually Pentacles represents people who are earthly, grounded, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And so they're methodical, and sometimes they get what they want. They get what they want because of that. And that was the whole message today, is that whoever was drawn to this, just realize that it's a continual return to presence and your mindfulness. And that's what I'm working on, and I'm excited. I'm going to announce this now. I am so excited. I have met some of the most amazing people, high vibe, true love, light, intention, no jealousy, no malice, no darkness. And I am going to be working with these people. Now, I'm not saying they don't have darkness. When you reach a certain level of awareness, you can see the darkness in you and clear it, and you don't project it on others. That's a healthy balance, right? It's beauty and harmony, love and joy. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to spread that because the world needs more of that. The fear is the worst, most destructive energy we can get in. So I think that's where I will always tell you, please, if something's overwhelming you, boundaries, put it out there no matter what it is, release it to just release it. Just, okay, I'm not going to give that my energy. I have to maintain my boundaries and take care of yourself first. But the flowers, so going back to flowers, they're very healing. So if you're somebody, you male or female, flowers are for all of us. It's a beauty, it's nature, it's giggles, it's laughs, it's flowers. Look at the delicate petals, it's art. There's nothing like beautiful, fresh flowers. And this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere where I live, the hyacinths and daffodils are about to burst. They haven't yet, but they're about to. And so wherever you are, if you're in spring or fall, just enjoy the beauty of the colors in nature and get outside. And let's do some poetry in the woods. And also you can get my book and my deck of cards on my website, Earth Goddess Rising. I'm going to be running a special. I forgot to do that. I forgot to do the coupon code for getting 20% off for that in my store. You know, I'm a lone wolf right now, okay? But I have aligned with my team, and that's why I'm really excited as well. And we're joining forces, and we're going to be having so much fun. And we will hopefully see you in Asheville in October in the Blue Ridge Mountains at a retreat, a 4-night retreat. Go with the energy. If you're called, you're pulled, you want to come. I am in the process of organizing the details, so that's not up quite yet, but reach out, ask me some questions. And you know, I'll put your name down on a list, and when I have the answers for you, I'll get back to you. Now, also, one of the things I'm really looking forward to right now is Egypt. Egypt is just really going to be amazing. The new discoveries, the energies, it's such a healing. There's some healing going on in the Middle East, spreading from Egypt. And that's what I just picked up just now. I didn't know that. Egypt, it's spreading from Egypt and across to the Middle East. Wow, isn't that interesting? Who would have thunk it? Wow, Divine Feminine. When the Divine Feminine comes back, which she's already here in full bloom on the planet, people are remembering to honor the mother principle, not just the father. It's so sad that the Luciferian agenda took out the mother, the Divine Feminine, you know, and distorted her and made her a harlot when that's not who she was. No harlot there. No. She was equal to and revered by her partner, except for not those who wanted to suppress her. Well, divine justice returns with Lady Liberty, and Lady Liberty is the divine feminine principle, the energy of love and all of that good stuff, and flowers and water and forests and great food that comes from the earth. Kind of food that's organic and not sprayed with poisons, and fresh water is good, and fresh air. So anyways, you know me, I'm passionate about the planet, Mother Gaia. She's one of the reasons I do what I do. So until we meet again, guys, let me pull a card for you. Okay, finally, my cards were this big. They were a little bigger, and I ended up going in and changing them all up, but it's okay. We're gonna pull a card. So let me ask a question. If there's something on the mind of the person watching and they need some clarity on a situation, allow me to pull cards to see. Oh, wow, wowzers. This is Six of Swords, moving away from conflict, in some cases war, or the threat of war or violence, and wherever it is, or not necessarily. Now, and the reason I'm saying this is this was done for Myanmar, a country that's been under oppression for many years. The Six of Swords is always going to calmer waters. And so she's leaving. She's leaving to find a peaceful life for herself and her son. And this one, now Now this was the first edit, but the next one has a lot more in the background. So this is the first edit, and it's a wholly different card. It doesn't quite look like this, but it's, you know, I pulled this card to share with you that it takes bravery. You need to hear this. Whoever's still with me, thank you. I want to say thank you. Let me know if you receive any messages by liking, sharing, and subscribing and commenting. And make sure you check out my work. I am going to be offering classes, every bi-weekly classes, $25 a class, 2 times a month. And so and it's 1.5 hours, and there's a question and answer period. We're going to go over in the last part of the class for 30 minutes. So we have an hour of class and then a 30-minute questions and answer period. It's going to be fun, so I'm looking forward to meeting you if you do join me there. So 6 of Swords shows me that it's time to move on, and I hope that whoever is listening does not resist and procrastinate, is what I'm hearing, on moving on. Because whatever has been, it's time to release it and let that go. And it's time to trust in the journey. The promise of a safer, okay, this is the advice, guys. I love this because every time I open this book when I need advice, and I'm so honored to bring this to you. So I really hope you enjoy it, and I will be putting in a coupon code. And if you don't see it, just remind me if you're interested. Trust the journey, even if the waters are uncertain. Transition is necessary, and while leaving the past behind may be painful, forward movement brings hope. Accept help and focus on the promise of a safer, more stable future, though the scars of the past remain. Healing comes with distance and time. Keep faith in the direction you're headed, for even in exile, new beginnings await. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. That's a quote from Paul Coelho. I think I made a mistake. It was supposed to be Paul Coelho, and I put in Paulo. Paulo. The backdrop of the Bagan Myanmar archaeological complex, with its majestic pagodas standing tall against the sky as red balloons lift off, serves as a silent witness to the resilience of the human spirit and the pursuit of a peaceful future. All right, guys, I love you. Keep going, even if it's slow day to day and there's interruptions. There's a focused intention that you're doing here. Whatever it is that you need in your life right now, whether it's new friends, cultivating friendships, that's going to require a two-way street of connecting and communicating thoughts, ideas, and emotions, not suppressing them. You know, passive aggressiveness comes when people suppress their emotions, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy to be sarcastic. It's not healthy to be negative, always expecting negative things to happen. Those are projections. So, and they're not even necessarily true. It could be just a habitual way of dealing with the world. So whatever it is, I send you much love, and I ask that you please have a blessed day and come back whenever you're able, and I have more videos for you coming soon. All right, until we meet again.